going to be making a 3D house, and one of the things that you can do, obviously I will have white paper bags at school for you. If you are doing distance learning, obviously you're probably not going to have a white paper bag. You can use a brown paper bag if you have it, or you can even make one out of cardboard or anything else that you like. The idea is we are going to take the bag and create a house from the bag, and you're going to use all kinds of different materials that you have sitting around to add to it. So I added fabric here for curtains. I could add and make it a season. So this one is a wintry season with different things around it. Obviously doors, you can do siding. The idea though is that we're doing a sculpture in the round so that all sides will be covered so that it will look good from all different angles. Some of the others that I've seen is one that you can do that's more like a spooky house. So you can do kind of a like a Halloween looking house. This one's just a wooden ball that I found and then a little piece of a stick. You can also take the bags and you can twist them and you can make them into trees, and here I have a cat and things like that. So the idea is that you're going to incorporate all these different things into a house. So the first thing you're going to do is whatever you use for your base. For this one, it's the paper bag. I am going to go and I'm going to cut out different shapes for my windows and doors. I usually like to use yellow because I think it looks kind of neat when you show that that the lights are on in the house. And so I can just kind of decide, you know, where I want the doors and where I want the windows. So I'm going to have a window there, and then possibly maybe I can do 2 more small windows. Now, all doors and windows have trim, and so we want to make sure that we incorporate the trim. And so you can use any other colors that you have. I'm just going to use black. But one of the things that you can do that seems to be the easiest is you can put it on top of another piece, and it can give a space around it. And it is going to give you the trim of your windows. And so I'd be able to glue it on like this. It gives you a little bit nicer finished look, and it makes it look a little bit more realistic. Let's say I want my door down here. I could do the same thing for the door. You can incorporate things with markers, with other cut up colored paper, anything you would like to do. On another one that I have done in the past is this one has included, I've actually cut out things to put in the window. Now you could actually draw them in. This one I just used construction paper to do it. I also have different parts up here, additions to the trim, and extra things on here, glitter, whatever you can find that you think would make it kind of interesting. Once you have it glued down to the front, then what you're going to do is, obviously because it's a sculpture and a round, you're going to have to do the back side, and then you also have to do the sides. Now one of the tricks is with the bag, it's kind of tough to do. So you can actually kind of position it like this, and then you can glue down your windows. The idea is because the bag is kind of flimsy, it helps if you have things on each of the sides, not only because it's a sculpture and you want to see it from all different angles, but it also helps, it makes it a little bit sturdier to stand up. So once you have all the things on your house that you'd like, then what you're going to do is you are going to take and you're going to find something that you would like to glue it to. So you can use a piece of cardboard. I could just use a small piece or a larger piece, and then you'll glue under here and you'll glue it down to the cardboard. Now the cardboard can be any size you want. Most of them that I do are larger just because I want to add in different things, you know, like sidewalks, maybe snow, an ice skating pond, whatever you want to add. You'll glue it on, and then the house will go straight up and down. Once it's glued on, then you're going to add in a roof. And the roof is going to kind of sandwich the top together. Your roof can be any shape you want. You can use, I have tracers that are like some like fancier ones. Otherwise I could make my own. So I could say, whoop, and I made it a little too skinny. I could say this is my roof. And when I do the roof, whatever I do on one side, I'm going to do on the other. So I would copy and cut it out twice. And then that way I would have a roof on both sides, which would also keep with the sculpture in the round. Now the fun part about this project is that you can use everyday items around the house to add to your project. So maybe, like since I made this one smaller, I could bend these and I could make the roof a little bit different shape. So it would look kind of like this. And unfortunately, my screen does not zoom out enough so you can see the whole thing. But you can add other things like windows to the roof. You can do things with texture. Really neat fun things are you can take, if you wanted to make shingles, you could take and you could make little marks and then little tally marks, and you could bend them so you can have a little bit more 3D to your project. So I could glue that on and it would look like the shingles are sticking off. You can also add in, like I said, fabric, glitter, pipe cleaners work great, any type of cardboard or whatever you have around the house that you would like to add. The best houses are the ones that have lots of detail and usually have a theme to it. So I would pick probably a season. Whatever season you want is fine, but it's nice to be able to have something kind of neat and kind of cool around your project. The only thing I'm requesting is I do not want you to add anything to your project that is actually like made. So like I don't want you to take like a figurine and glue it down to the project. So this one right here is actually just construction paper, and then I glued down some of these like glitter rocks that I had, and then I made a bench out of cardboard, and then this is just stuffing that I used to show as snow. And then for a tree, I actually just cut out construction paper and added in buttons. Here I have a pathway that I just drew out, and then I had glued buttons down for it. So any of these extra kind of details that you can add will make your picture look really interesting. The requirements, though, is that you do a house that is a sculpture in the round, so it's an entirely around the sculpture, that it has doors and windows, and that it has extra items around on the base and on the house.